The notice wasn't nailed to the door. It was printed, clean, official, and it shouldn't have been there. Mark saw it the second he stepped out onto the porch. Bright white paper, bold black text, centered perfectly like it belonged, like it had always been there. He frowned, stepping closer. At first, he thought it was just another HOA warning. Another fine. Another complaint about something small and meaningless. But then he read it, and everything stopped. This property has been classified as non-existent under community records. Mark blinked. Once. Twice. Like his brain needed a second chance to process something that didn't make sense. Non-existent, he said out loud this time, just to hear it, just to confirm it sounded as ridiculous as it looked. Because houses don't just stop existing. Not like that. Not while you're standing in front of one. Not while your keys are still in your hand. Behind him, the front door creaked open. Jenna stepped out, holding her phone. "What is it?" she asked casually. "Another fine?" Mark didn't answer right away. He just stepped aside. Let her see it. She read the first line, then the second. Then she stopped. "What is this?" "That's what I'm trying to figure out." She stepped closer, scanning the entire page now. There was a logo at the top. HOA Comlian Su. Stamped. Verified. Official. Below it, a paragraph. Cold. Precise. Legal. Due to discrepancies in structural records, mapping inconsistencies, and registry conflicts, the above-listed property has been removed from active community documentation, effective immediately. Jenna looked up slowly. Removed? Mark let out a short breath. Apparently, we don't exist anymore. It should have been a joke. Something to laugh off. Something to ignore. But it didn't feel like that. Because everything about the paper felt real. Too real. Jenna shook her head. This has to be a mistake. Yeah, Mark said. A big one. She pulled out her phone again. I'm calling them. Mark nodded. Yeah, do that. She dialed quickly. Put on speaker. The call connected. Automated voice. Thank you for contacting Oak Ridge Community Compliance. Please enter your property ID. Jenna typed it in. Waited. Silence for a second. Then, error. Property not found. Both of them froze. What? Jenna said immediately. Try again. She did. Same result. Error. Property not found. Mark's jaw tightened. Okay, that's not funny. Jenna hung up and opened the HOA app. Typed their address. Nothing. Blank screen. No listing. No profile. No history. Like it had never been there. Mark, her voice dropped slightly. It's gone. He stepped closer, taking the phone from her. Scrolled. Refreshed. Searched again. Nothing. No house. No account. No record. Just empty results. Okay, this is just a system bug, he said quickly. It has to be. But even as he said it, he didn't believe it. Because bugs don't remove everything. Bugs don't print notices. Bugs don't stamp official seals. Behind them, a car slowed down on the street. Then stopped. Mark turned. A white SUV. HOA compliance logo on the side. His stomach dropped slightly. They're here already. 2 doors opened. 2 guards stepped out. Not rushed. Not aggressive. Just controlled. And behind them, she stepped out. The HOA president. Red blazer. Clipboard in hand. Same as always. Except this time, she wasn't here to warn. She was here to confirm. She walked up the driveway, slowly, heels clicking against the pavement. Didn't smile. Didn't greet. Didn't acknowledge anything except the paper on the door. Good, she said calmly. You've seen the notice. Mark stepped forward immediately. Yeah, I've seen it. What the hell is it supposed to mean? She didn't react to his tone. Didn't match his energy. Just looked at him like this was routine. Your property has been removed from the registry, she said. It no longer exists within community jurisdiction. Jenna stepped in. That's insane. We're standing in it. The HOA president finally looked at her. Briefly, then back at her clipboard. Physically, yes, she said. Legally, no. That sentence hit different. Because it wasn't confusion. It wasn't a mistake. It was intentional. Mark took a step closer. You can't just delete a house. We didn't delete it, she replied calmly. We corrected a discrepancy. By erasing us. By updating the records. Jenna shook her head, anger rising now. This is fraud. The HOA president finally looked up fully. Direct eye contact. Cold. measured. Be careful with your words, she said. As of now, you are occupying a structure that is not recognized by the community. Mark felt something shift in his chest. Heavy. Real. What happens if we don't leave? He asked. There was a pause. Just long enough. Then, she answered. Then you will be treated as unauthorized occupants. Behind her, one of the guards stepped forward slightly. Not aggressive, but ready. And that's when it hit. Fully. Clear. Unavoidable. This wasn't paperwork. This wasn't a glitch. This wasn't even a mistake. This was control on a level they hadn't seen before. Mark looked back at his house. At the door. At the windows. At everything that had been his for years. And for the first time, it didn't feel secure. Because according to the system, it wasn't even there anymore. And if something doesn't exist, then no one has to respect it. Not the law, not the rules, not even reality. And standing there, watching those guards, Mark realized something that didn't sit right. If they could erase the house, then the next thing they'd try to erase was him. For a few seconds, no one moved. The air felt different now. Heavier. Because what the HOA president had just said wasn't a threat. It was a declaration. You are occupying a structure that does not exist. Mark let that line sit in his head for a moment. Then he laughed. Not loud, not emotional, just sharp. Disbelief mixed with something darker. You actually think that's going to hold, he said. She didn't react. Didn't blink. Records determine legality, she replied. And according to every system that matters, this property is no longer registered. Jenna stepped forward. Then explain something, she said. If it doesn't exist, why are you here? That question hit. Because for the first time, the HOA president paused. Just for a second. But Mark saw it. You issued a compliance action, Jenna continued. You printed notice. You sent guards. That means it exists enough for you to control it. Silence. The kind that shifts momentum. Mark stepped in. Closer now. You didn't erase anything, he said quietly. You hit it. The HOA president's jaw tightened slightly. But she didn't answer, didn't confirm, didn't deny. And that was enough. Mark turned, walked back inside the house, past the door, past the hallway, straight to the living room. Jenna followed quickly. Mark, what are you doing? He didn't answer immediately. He grabbed something from the table, turned back, walked outside again. In his hand, a folder. Old, worn, but organized. He stopped right in front of her, opened it, and started pulling things out. Not rushed, not aggressive, just precise. Original purchase agreement, he said, placing it forward. County registration. Another paper. Tax records paid up to date. Another. Utility bills active. Another. And this, he held up the last document. Slightly thicker. Stamped. Official. This is the county zoning confirmation, he said. Filed before your HOA even existed. Now she looked at it. Really looked. And for the first time, her confidence cracked. Because this wasn't internal HOA data. This wasn't something they controlled. This was outside their system. Bigger. Stronger. Untouchable. You can manipulate your records all you want, Mark said calmly. But you don't control the county. Behind her, one of the guards shifted slightly. Uncertain now. The balance was changing. Again, Jenna stepped beside him. You tried to erase a house that's legally registered outside your authority, she said. That's not enforcement, she paused, then finished it. That's fraud. This time, no one corrected her. No one argued. Because now it was obvious. The HOA president looked down at her clipboard, then back at the papers, then at the house. Like she was trying to find something, anything that still gave her control. But it was gone. Mark took a step closer. Not aggressive. Not threatening. Just final. You thought no one would check, he said. You thought your system was enough. He gestured slightly toward the notice on the door. But systems fail when someone steps outside them. Silence. Heavy. Public. Because now, the neighbors were watching. Doors opening. People stepping out. Phones coming up. Recording. Whispering. The moment was spreading. And the HOA president knew it. You should leave, Mark said calmly. Not loud. Not angry. Just certain. For your own sake. She didn't respond right away. Because she understood something now that she hadn't when she arrived. This wasn't a controllable situation anymore. This wasn't paperwork. This was exposure. Real. Visible. Permanent. She looked at the guards, gave a small, tight nod. And just like that, they stepped back. No arguments. No force. No resistance. Because there was nothing left to enforce. The power was gone. Completely. She turned, walked back toward the SUV. Same posture. Same steps. But not the same presence. Because when she got in, she didn't look back. Didn't say a word. Didn't try to recover anything. She just left. And the street went quiet again. Mark stood there for a moment, looking at the house, at the door, at the notice still taped to it. Then he reached up and ripped it off. Clean. Simple. Like it had never belonged there. Jenna let out a slow breath. Do you think they'll try something else? Mark looked down at the paper in his hand, then back at the street. No, he said. What? He paused, just long enough, then answered, because now they know. He crumpled the paper slightly. This house exists. And this time, there was no system left that could say otherwise.